All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks you for joining. I am Dr. Hardin, and I'm serving as the president for the Maricopa County branch of the NAACP. And some of you know that what we do on a monthly basis is we provide updates, updates on Zoom every fourth Saturday at 1 o'clock. We provide an update for everybody, and then also weekly, on a weekly basis, we send out information every Sunday that gives you details about what our branch is doing. So I'm going to give you a little bit about what the NAACP is all about, and then we'll go into our talk about, let our guest speaker today speak, give us some information that we can pass on, to the community. Thank you I see some new folks that have joined us, and hopefully you'll put 1 o'clock every fourth Saturday on your calendar to join in and listen to our updates. Okay. So, first of all, I'd like to invite everybody to check out our website. It's www.maricopa.naacp.org. That's where you can find updates about what we're doing as a branch. The NAACP is an organization that tries to help with any kind of equity issues, helping folks improve their circumstances. One of the main targets that we have is economic empowerment, and that's the focus of our discussion today, is to talk about economic empowerment. Like I said, is the overall goal of the NAACP is equal access, equal opportunity, and justice for all people, anyone. And so I'm going to announce as well that if you'll go to our website, we are having a Freedom Fund dinner April the 11th. And please go to our website and check that out. Miss Juanita, would you put our website address in the chat for everybody? And I'm doing a shout out. You guys see Miss Juanita there in that blue shirt there. Your your name says Kari Heron for some reason. I don't know, Miss Juanita, what, but that's Miss Juanita Pearson Williams. She is in our office 15 hours a week. We are an all-volunteer organization. So many people think that what we do, we're on this high salary, but actually we are volunteers. We do this because we love justice and equality for everyone. I want to introduce one of our executive committee members, Ms. Carla Boatner, who is with us, and she is chairing our Freedom Fund dinner. And maybe I'll ask her if she wants to give us any information, as well as who's with us today is one of I call her our next generation of leaders who's going to step in and take over. Miss Charlotte Denson is with us. And before we get into our talk for today about how to help our veterans, I'm going to ask Miss Carla if she'd like to say anything about the our Freedom Fund dinner, and then Miss Charlotte, if you'd like to say anything about the opportunity that the Urban League makes possible for youth to have employment in the summertime. Because basically what, statistics show that there is a huge income inequality gap between different groups of populations in the US, the United States. And one of the ways that we can shorten that gap is with opportunities for our youth. And so I don't know, Ms. Carla, if you have time to just say something quickly about our Freedom Fund dinner, and then Ms. Charlotte, if you'd like to come off mute and briefly talk about the summer employment opportunities.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I would just like to say, as stated by our president, Dr. Harden, our Freedom Fund dinner will be held April the 11th. It is a dinner and a community awards program that honors recipients or individuals within our community in various categories. And so I will direct you to the website for additional information. We're still finalizing those plans. And so information will be stated on our website. And so that's what I'll share at this time, Dr. Harden.
That's
If
great.
there's anything else that you'd like to add.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Ask people to go to our website. And then Miss Charlotte, are you able to tell us a
Yes,
little bit about all the great work that's being done at the Urban League? Yes,
absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
fine. We can hear you well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Dr. Harden, for allowing me this time to speak. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charlotte Denson. I'm the Director for Youth Services with the Greater Phoenix Urban League, and I'm happy to be here today to so we can continue to bridge efforts and do more work with us all together. So our summer youth employment program applications are currently open, and we're accepting applications until Wednesday, this Wednesday coming up, February, I believe that's 26. And it's for ages 16 to 21. These are paid opportunities. We are looking for 100 youth across the valley to match up with different companies around the valley for 20 hours a week. We're expecting for our partner companies to provide them with mentorship and projects and meaningful work during this time that they'll be a part of our program. They receive $15 an hour, as well as an incentive at the very end is an additional $500 for completing the full hours that are required from the program. In addition to the experience, they will also receive some career readiness training, financial literacy training, some career and college exploration introduction as well. Again, next week, Wednesdays, our applications in is for ages 16 to 21. They must live in Maricopa County. Just a heads up, we do have to make sure that we're allocating our resources to youth across the valley. So even though we have a huge population in Phoenix, unfortunately, that's going to be a tough one as far as spots that we'll have available. So just putting it out there, is very competitive if you live in the city of Phoenix, and that does include Levine and Ahwatukee as well. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me. I put my phone number in the chat for everyone and email address. And if I will also put down the link in the chat where those can go in and apply to be a part of the program. On the flip side, if you do have a company or a business that you would like to have help and support, please reach out to me as well so that we can get you in touch with our youth counselors and match you up in our program completely free. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that program has been around for that program has been around for a number of years, and it's really helpful to help youth get a head start, right? And so please spread the word. And like I said, is one of the reasons why we have these monthly meetings and we send out weekly updates is because there's so much information out in the community. People may not know about the many different programs that are available. Okay. And so what I've recently become aware of is an excellent opportunity program that helps veterans. And so if all of us on the call are aware of the information, we can share it whenever we run into people who need the kind of assistance that we learn about. For example, you may know some teenagers in your family or in your community that need part-time work. So now you know that the Urban League offers that program, and get them signed up before Wednesday. So now I'd like to ask Mr. Sergio Morning if he would like to spend about 15 minutes letting us know about a opportunity. You know, our veterans, our service members, we as individuals, we enjoy our freedoms because of the hard work and what our men in the military, men and women in the military do that lets us sort of like sleep at night. And then when they come back, I think things are changing now, but in the past, when our veterans come back, it's been difficult for them to maybe get their benefits. You know, sometimes they may not know how to go about getting their benefits. And so there is help available. And I would like to ask, like I said, Sergio Morning, who is organizing a company, a service to help uh, walk people through, the veterans, walk them through how to apply for their benefits. And you know, anyway, it's something that needs to be there. And I'm going to turn it over to Sergio because he is there to help work through the process. And sometimes the paperwork can be an arduous task. So, Mr. Sergio, would you like to talk about the service that you provide so that people will know how to uh, access your help?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you guys for allowing us to be here. Definitely, we need to step up and be on more of these meetings, even if we're not discussing or presenting what we do. We do have a team of individuals in place that have experience working with the VA. You'll see Dennis Godbolt, Kelvin Weaver, and Brittany McGee all are working with us at ASD Veteran Services. And there's more to veteran access to care for veterans. There's a financial access to care, and there's a healthcare access to care. And it's important that all veterans understand their rights and the benefits that they're entitled to. It's not Social Security disability, it's veteran service compensation. I do have a PowerPoint I requested to share. Oh, it looks like you guys gave me that authorization there. So I can share my screen. I'll run through this quickly because it's long. All veterans are eligible for, if you're honorable, other than honorable or under honorable circumstances, you're eligible for VA benefits, healthcare. But if you make over $40,000 in a year, you're ineligible for VA healthcare. The problem with that is a lot of veterans make more than $40,000 a year. So how do you get around that? Well, that would be to obtain service-connected benefits. We currently are working with a veteran that's a legend. It's an 87-year-old gentleman that we were referred to and have the opportunity to work with him. the crazy thing is he's a doctor and he's been a doctor since the 60s. He elected not to play NBA basketball so he could perform as a doctor. And I said, well, why do you need these benefits? He says, well, in order for me to live, it costs about $2,000 in medication. So why are we waiting until we're 87 to get the benefit? He's like, I didn't think I would even be eligible for it. And if I can get it, why not? And that's the crazy thing, is that all veterans are eligible for it. The service connection, the service compensation, they're all eligible for it. We literally just had a female veteran that only did 2 months in service, that had some issues in service and basic training, just go through our program and receive 100%. That happens often, and it's because veterans don't know the rights. And for whatever reason, African American veterans get denied more often than any other ethnicity. And why is that? So there's a problem there, and we're here to help fix that and navigate around it. So I'll just go quickly through what we do. Oh, let me see. Yeah, if it lets me here. Introduction, our commitment, compensation, medical, housing supports, personalized support, and then our success stories. Dennis Godbolt was a peer support and a voc rehab specialist over at the VA Medical Center for a number of years. He knows a lot about HUD-VASH, and he also knows a lot about the VA system, and he helps me with a lot of that stuff. Brittany is our intake specialist, and Kelvin is our peer support. It's important for us to have a peer support, help our veterans to these meetings, so that they have the support while they go to these meetings, because some of these meetings can be pretty intense. Even our 87-year-old veteran who just needs VA health care, we would walk him through that. Dennis has taken a few veterans in their 80s to the VA and helped them walk through and obtain access to their benefit. They're eligible for these benefits. And as you get older, as I even myself have to take meds and vitamin D and B12 to stay healthy, those medications start to add up and they start to cost. So it's important that we get our elderly community, our Vietnam veterans, and veterans from then on, the services if we can. And they're all eligible and entitled to it. So we need to know how to help them navigate through it. That service is completely free. We do not charge for all of our services, and we are 501(c)(3). We do charge for some services. That would be helping through the Veteran Service Connected connection and compensation. And that's because it is a lengthy process and is a very legal process. And we walk the veterans through it, and we make sure that we don't just do reckless claim submission. We help them all the way through from the beginning until they get their 100%. And technically, all veterans are eligible for 100% based on how we present that. We support veterans with helping them understand their rights, navigating the process, and ensuring their entitlement. It's big, it's huge to deal with the medical benefits assistance. The VA literally has people that work there that don't want you to access your benefits if you're a veteran. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. It's the federal government, and processes happen to be in place where people can get away with that kind of stuff and provide the wrong information. My veterans that have been, other than honorably or under honorable circumstances, denied benefits because of their character of discharge, is completely wrong. It's a false thing to say. They go to the VA hospital and they get turned away for these healthcare practices or benefits, and it's a shame because they're eligible for it. We will take you through, and if you're not eligible for it, we were going to figure out why, and we're going to help you get those benefits. And we've done it for a number of veterans, hundreds of veterans. We provide housing support services. This is huge. There's all kinds of different types of housing. A lot of veterans don't know how to access or use their VA home loan guarantee. Veterans can get up to 2 houses within a lifetime under their VA home loan guarantee. If they're service connected over 30%, it doesn't cost them anything, no down payment, nothing, to get the VA home loan and use it to purchase a new house. Once those veterans move out of that house, if they refinance it into a conventional or FHA, then they're eligible for another VA loan. So those lifetime loans don't go away. You get to keep 2 VA loans within a lifetime. Veterans don't know that. And a lot of lenders don't know that. And again, you'll get a veteran go to a lender and be discouraged from using that VA loan because the lender doesn't know much about it. Housing assistance, veterans are eligible for what we have HUD-VASH, which is Housing Urban Development with VA. And Dennis has actually worked in this program for a long time. The VASH part of it, you're eligible as a veteran for a year. But once you're in HUD-VASH, it's a lifetime benefit, and they pay 30% of whatever income they have for their rent, and that covers their total rent. Navigating housing programs that are out there. We have per diems that veterans are eligible for up to a year, which is kind of another falsity because you're really eligible for it for a lot more than just a year. But we say a year because we want to help veterans, not a ongoing enablement. Our mission at a Sunny Day Services is to empower veterans and their families by providing compassionate and comprehensive, accessible services to navigate the complexities of the VA. It's a federal system. It's very winnable, and you just got to know how to win it. Our commitment to veterans' well-being is a lot about mental health and emotional support. We will help them provide those services for them and do what we can to get them connected to the right people. Mental health starts while in service, but it doesn't, it just kind of, it's dormant. And then over time, people start to get the effects of it. And it's really kind of ugly and sad. And the veterans don't even know why, because it's been back in their head and their subconscious mind for a long time. And it starts to show its ugly face as we get older, we're degenerative, and it starts to show out. So again, another reason to start accessing your care to VA benefits immediately, not waiting till you need it, but being proactive to get it. And that's what we help a lot of our veterans do. Empowering veterans through support and resources, um, learning more about the compensation benefits and how to access it, the differences in disability pay, pension, and the various allowances that the VA has to offer for veterans. A lot of veterans don't know this, but there's a lot of stuff that they can access in order to keep themselves healthy and safe. We have a step-by-step qualification process. We do a comprehensive evaluation. We really do one-on-one treatment plans. We make sure that we know what we're doing. We don't just go and submit blind claims and get them denied, because that's what the VA is going to tell you. If you go to the VA, they're going to say, oh, just put a claim in, and if it gets denied, then we'll figure it out. No, that's not how it works. It's not a good way to do things. We've seen a lot of lawyers and a lot of bad actors and a lot of predatory agencies that are ripping veterans off and using these practices. And the hard part about that is when you get a claim denied, you have to then create new evidence to get that claim to be resubmitted and then to be accepted. And a lot of times it's almost difficult. It's very difficult or almost impossible. The medical benefits are very, very important because it lasts a lifetime. The VA has the largest hospital in the world with the biggest budget. VA care is not the best, but it is a very open budget, and they will send you outside once you have access to those benefits. All your prescriptions are paid for. If you're not making more than 0%, then you pay up to $30 a month for all prescriptions. That's huge. Healthcare, mental health, and preventive care. We're kind of just going over some of the stuff we discussed already. Because we only have 15 minutes, I'll get through it real quick. I'll get to some of our stories at the end because I think that's most important. Every single veteran that's ever served that has an honorable, other than honorable or under honorable circumstances, character of discharge is eligible for VA benefits, including service compensation. The access to that is up to them. If they want to access it, we're not going to drag anybody through the process. We're not going to lie to anybody. We're not going to tell them to lie to the VA. We want to let you know we're going to disclose all information to you. That's how you can be service connected, why you would be service connected, how they service connect you, the percentage that they can give you, the legalities of giving you the VA healthcare and having access to all care for VA. We know about it. Let me go back one frame. Overcoming challenges. We got Kelvin came in, had no clue that he was able to get benefits based on his character of discharge. The next gentleman is a very similar case. This guy now owns 3 houses. 2 of them are transitional houses. I met this guy. He came to me while I was working over at Central Arizona Shelter Services, and he had just got out of prison from doing 10 years. I knew the guy for about 10 years before I asked him, why aren't you service connected? And I'd asked him that when I first met him, and I helped him get jobs and become a peer support and a navigator. And he said, because I don't like how I got out of the military and I don't deserve it. Well, doing some research, found out he actually got out because of some issues that happened while he was in service, which allotted him to be 100%. And he got 100% right away. So now he's getting $4,000 a month. He's eligible to get all these houses, create a business from it, and just be more well off, including his health care. Kelvin, very similar circumstance, didn't know he was eligible for it. Had a very skeptical thought about what was going to happen. And it sucks because I feel like I'm setting people up and you never know how it's going to go. But if you know what you're doing, you will overcome challenges and help everybody, every single veteran obtain this kind of support. We have an elder from the church. This just goes back to our other veteran, the 87-year-old NBA legend guy, well, college legend, Hall of Famer, and doctor. This is it's another story. Dennis brought a guy in who's in his 80s and is paying $800 a month for his prescriptions. Took him to the hospital. Now he's paying $30 a month for his prescriptions. Why do we not know that? Why does the Black community not know that? I don't know, but we're going to get it out there and we're going to push and we're going to push and we're going to make sure that we have access to all information and provide all information to all of our veterans, Black, white, or whatever. We're going to get you the information. We're going to help you with it. Okay. So if you have any questions, we actually did, I actually met, let me get out of this here and go back to your guys' meeting. I don't want to share anymore. So, oh man, I'm messing this all up. Sorry, guys. There you go. Thank you. I actually met Charlotte, I believe, right, Dennis? We were at the Urban League and we
Yep.
met Charlotte. I remember her because she's right at the front. And we didn't really discuss what we were doing, and I think I met, is it Juanita? I think I met Juanita down in Glendale. I'm not sure. But we're going to be out in the community. We're getting our team together. We're getting the information together. We want everybody to be informed. That's the most important part about this information. And if you don't have it, then you don't know it. And if you don't know it, you don't get it. So let us help you. If you have a veteran that you know of, please get with us. Get with myself, Dennis, Kelvin. We got a lot of marketing materials coming. Where we have an infrastructure that's more virtual than anything. We do have an office space over at the Arizona OIC, which big ups to them for helping us get that space over there, and Dennis connecting that, and everybody else that's helping us. So I really appreciate your guys' time and listening to this long-winded presentation, but it's very valuable information. If you know a veteran, get them help, get them squared away. Dr. Hardin, I put you asleep? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
there you go. So do you always talk that fast or do sometimes you slow down?
You said 11 minutes.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the information. The point is, we don't know what we don't know. So, the purpose of having you make the presentation is so that we now can share this information and people who they know that there's help available. And I want to clarify, make sure I understand. There are benefits available if you were honorably discharged, and even if you were unhonorably discharged. I guess that's the correct word, is unhonorably discharged,
dishonorable.
or
It'd be
if you had a
dishonorable.
dishonorable discharge, because most people may not understand that because they were, let's say, dishonorably discharged for whatever reason, or a questionable discharge, that people may automatically think that they're not eligible for any type of benefits, right?
So dishonorable is kind of a fence situation because there are veterans that I've helped with dishonorable discharges, but they had more than one term of service. And a lot of times what happens with that is they go to war and then they start acting up when they get back on that second tour, and then they get dishonorably discharged. And that dishonorable discharge eliminates you from benefits. However, that first tour of service that they completed makes them eligible. Another situation, there's a lot of other than honorable. I got a guy that was in Leavenworth for a year for selling drugs. He's actually eligible. He was told a long time ago, you got your character of discharge changed. He's eligible for service all the way, compensation, healthcare, all that. So yeah, every situation is different. I would encourage every veteran to talk to somebody that knows. We're not the only game in town. The problem is there's a lot of sketchiness with who you work with in different programs because there's not always good actors. And when you talk about federal employees, no offense, I was there for 15 years. They're not always the best at providing all the information, just what they need to say to get you out of their face. So we're here to talk about it and figure it out.
Okay, one last comment, and then we'll open it up for questions. M- 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 um, my life experience has been any system, a large system, there will be challenges to that system. I'm not sure that we can just say people at VA don't do whatever, it's like
Right.
any system has challenges to it. And it depends, maybe it depends sometime on the mood of the employee the day that you go in. It may not necessarily be, let's say, whatever organization we're talking about, it's not necessarily the organization. It could be the individual person that you speak to that particular day. And if you don't know the right questions to ask, um, if you don't know the right questions to ask, you won't get the answers that you need. So I think that that's one of the great benefits of the service you provide is helping people understand the right questions to ask, right? Okay. And then thank you for the presentation and thank you for the information. And let's just open it up. If there's anyone who has a question that they would like to ask, please let us know. Or just go ahead, unmute yourself and ask it.
I'd like to ask a question to Mr. Sergio. Sergio, from the time that you start on a person's benefits, say you start today on February 23rd, how long would it be before I receive any benefits as you starting today?
Well, thank you for the question, Dennis. It could be we had a veteran who was in extreme circumstances got his disability approved within 2 weeks. That's the very, very, very rare rarity. Can it happen? Yes, but does it happen? No. It's right now they're running about 90 to 120 days, and you can look actually on the website in your claim, and it'll tell you how long they're taking for that. Did you know that, Dennis?
Yes, sir.
You did?
Yeah, just when you just told me.
Yeah, no, they will tell you. And the new administration, there's a lot of talk about what's going on with the administration and axing a lot of the federal services. But the last time this administration was in office, and any of these administrations are all different, but they gave a lot to the veterans, and the access to care to veterans happened a lot more. So I think that veterans are safe as far as their benefits go and being cut. The last time this administration was in office, they actually improve the benefits and the process of getting those benefits. And they're talking about that again. They want these claims to go through a lot faster. They also are talking about making the claims the people. There's 4 different types of uh, authorized representatives for veterans, and they're talking about making a cap on how much somebody can charge, because there's some really bad actors out there that are charging 5-6 times the amount of whatever the veteran gets for their service connection, and it's just it's extreme, and it's really, really shady practices.
Okay. Any other questions? And
Yeah,
I would think maybe the time frame might be individual based on the case, maybe. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Dr. Harden, I have another question.
Mhm.
Me being a veteran, I've been with the federal government for over 40 years. I'm 70 years old today. I've been denied several times. And once you're denied and you have to appeal it, a lot of times we as veterans say, I don't want to fight anymore. What about the appeal process? Do you follow us? Do you help us? Or how does that go?
Where the appeal, so we're not going to be fighting appeals because there's so many ways around that, Dennis, and we don't want to get stuck in a 2 or 3. I talked to a veteran last week. She waited 3 years for her husband to get approved for sleep apnea, and there was so many different ways. He got hit with an IED. Blood came out of his ear when he ran over the innovative explosive device. And they waited 3 years and they ended up only getting 10% more for that. They got the sleep apnea approved, but they have like 10 other ways of going about getting that disability, that service connected disability approved. They have their records, and they're a really good example of a veteran that did 3 months in basic training, got 100% before a veteran that ran over an IED. So it's all about what you know, like Dr. Harden said earlier. It's not necessarily who you're working with. It's more and the questions to ask. And in this case, the right kind of claim will get you there a lot faster than waiting, in the appeal process. But if we have to do an appeal, we definitely know what to do to get an appeal done, and how to get through those steps. I also work with a lot of VA veterans. Excuse me, a lot of my friends that I worked with at the VA regional office, I still work with them. So I'm able to go in there and ask questions, and they can look into their accounts and see what's going on as well.
So in other words, you peel back the onion. You don't just look at the front of the onion. You say, "Hey, let me peel the onion," and well, for lack of better words, you peel back the onion.
Yeah,
You're
peeling
saying.
back the onion means there's going to be a lot more tears, but we're going to get through it.
Okay, great.
Is there any more questions?
Okay. No, any more questions? Okay. This is great information. And we will just ask if anyone has any announcements that they want to make about any particular events. As I said, please, on a periodic basis, check out our website. Also, if you would like to be added to our listserv, we send out, like I said, we have weekly announcements, weekly updates about different things that we're working on. Soon the branch, the NAACP, we will be working on a workshop to help formerly incarcerated individuals understand how to restore their rights. So we put on these different workshops and events to try to help help people the best we can. We are a volunteer organization. Sometimes folks get impatient with us because we cannot get back to them as expeditiously as we would like to. But we are definitely like I said, we're a volunteer organization, and we try to help people, direct them to resources that can help them solve whatever concern that they might have. And if no one else has any other meeting announcements about any projects that they have going in the works, I'd like to thank you for sharing this information with us. And we will be putting information about your services on our website, so that if folks go to our website, they will know that help is there available for them. Okay, so
I do have a comment. Dr. Arden, thank you so much for putting on these type of events and things. I can speak to, my name is Corey, and to Sergio's services. I worked with Sergio for many years in the federal government, so I know him personally and professionally. And again, anyone that is seeking those type of services, it is a very noble and important mission serving veterans. I'm a veteran as well, and I can attest to Sergio is definitely an expert in the area and is a great tool or resource to have.
That's great. And I believe, thank you so much, because as I said, I think people, if they don't know the expert service that is out there, then they don't know to access it. So we're going to try to help people be able to learn about the potential, so it can elevate their standard of living, their quality of life. And I think that is one of the missions of the NAACP, is equal opportunity, equal access, equity, and inclusion, so that they can, experience a higher quality of life. And especially with our military veterans who have they have given service. They've given service so we can enjoy our freedoms. So it's appropriate that they learn how that they can get their benefits back. I think we have another comment or a question from Ms. Brittany. Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. So just to clarify, this type of meeting is every fourth Saturday at 1 for updates so that we can all be on the same page. Is that correct?
Yes. And
Okay.
what we would need for you to do is to people who aren't on our distribution list, we need your email so that we can put you on the distribution list. We have what's called a listserv.
Okay.
And the listserv comes out weekly. We give you announcements about what we're doing. And then this particular community membership meeting happens the fourth Saturday of every month at 1.
Okay. So
And we have
amongst that
different
list,
speakers. Mhm.
okay. Thank you, Doctor. Is that amongst the list of the Freedom Fund dinner? Is that events like that we are going to be able to participate in, or is that something that's going to be just announced and here it is, here you go?
It's all the information is on our website. That's our major fundraiser for the year. We are, like I said, we're a volunteer organization, so we have one major fundraiser each year that helps us, be able to provide the services to the community at what we do at no cost. And that's it's like a dinner, and we honor different people in the community. And if you would like to put your email in the chat, we'll capture it, and then we can put you on our listserv. Then you'll get the meeting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely. So is that also associated with what Juanita was speaking about between the 16 and 20 and the 100 youth? Is that also a goal?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. Like I said, is if you can either send an email as you look at the chat, you can send an email to our office admin at NAACP-maricopaaz.org, as well as you can put your email in there right now. Okay, that's how you get
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
that's how you get to the NAACP. The Jobs for Youth, that's a different organization, but it's an organization that we try to partner with and do activities with. That's the Urban League. And I believe Miss Charlotte put that email in the chat as well. It's the Greater
Yes.
Phoenix Urban League. Did I answer that question correctly,
Okay.
Brittany? Is that what
You
you were
did.
asking me? Okay, all right. We have
Thank you, Doctor.
Miss Juanita, you had a question, comment, and then then it's Nicholas Lawson. Yes, Miss Juanita.
No, excuse me. I was just going to let them know that they can send their emails if they want to be added to the listserv to the office admin, and I put that in the chat.
Great. Okay. All righty. Nicholas. There, I see a hand raised by Nicholas Lawson, and you're on mute. So if you'd like to come off mute and if you still have a question or comment. Okay. That person changed their mind. They decided they didn't want to talk to us. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, thank you very much. We try to hold our meetings to 60 minutes and okay, Nicholas. Now, there you go.
Sorry, I was I was trying to come off the record button, the camera button, and end up closing the meeting. Anyway, I just wanted to add to some of the comments that Sergio had made. I'm a veteran. I've been working with Sergio for actually a very short while. I was working with another organization, and it's really just kind to speak to some of the services that Sergio has offered. A lot of the things that he's done helped me try to achieve my service connection. I've seen a lot of progress in such a short amount of time. the organization I've been working with, I think it was from almost 3 years, and I haven't made any progress. And Sergio, I mean, he's really helped walk me through the process, attended a lot of the meetings I've had, helped coordinate. So I think, you know, just from my own personal experience, I referred a lot of veterans to him. He's really helped us out, and he's doing a lot of great work in the area. And you know, some of his specialties and things that he's been able to do, you know, just following the process and having great knowledge about what he's doing has just been really helpful to me and my journey. So I just want to speak to that.
Oh, that's great. Okay, great. The credibility is very important, and I appreciate you sharing your points of view, so that we, you know, the people out there can understand that, right? So, great. Let's see. Anything else coming up with the branch at this point? But share. Oh, here's the other thing. Oh, and one other announcement that I want to make is, if you are looking for assistance, or you know anyone who needs assistance from the NAACP, please, our first step, please have them call the office. That's our first step. There's a process, just like with Sunny Day. There's a process. If you want the assistance, there's a process. So I'm going to ask Miss Juanita, would you put our phone number and the admin address there? Because we are, as I said, we are a nonprofit. We are volunteers, but what we try to do is put people in contact with resources to help them with any type of concern that they have, whether it's related to discrimination in employment, discrimination in the education field. They may have a concern with legal issues, economic issues, have problems with rent or evictions. We have a wealth of resources that we can connect people with. However, step one is we ask you to call the office so that we can get the right, I'm typing the phone number while I'm talking. So if I, 6, call the office so we can start you on the right process. And then, or you can email us. There was an email in there before, but that's our first step. Before we can help you at all, you have to follow our first step, and we will do the best we can to make sure that you get assistance. All right. We have some lawyers who can do pro bono work, but you have to give us a call at the office number, right? And there's certain legalities, right? Let's say if somebody asks Miss Juanita, Miss Juanita's cousin, this is a hypothetical, Miss Juanita's cousin wants help for rent, or whatever the case is. And she just calls her and says, hey, cuz, can't you help me? Give me some help. Well, Miss Juanita needs to say, you're my cousin, but step one is you need to call the office. And there's the office phone number. Once the call comes in, we start a process of documentation because we need to know what it is, who is the right referral, and it has to be a professional process. It cannot be just, hey, cuz, hey, friend, hey, I got your personal cell number, so you need to help me out. Yes, I'm your relative, I'm your friend, but you got to follow the NAACP process. There is a formal process there. So we're here to help, but we need folks to help us by logging the call and and following our process. Because Miss Juanita might forget that her cousin called her and not call the cousin back. But if the cousin does the formal process, there is a team that we work with to kind of make sure that the cousins or the friends request doesn't drop through the cracks, right? So I'll entertain anybody have any questions that they want to ask before we close?
Dr. Harden, this is Dennis again. I'm sorry, I didn't see where you raised your hand at, but it's amazing as you talk about these things. If you walk in, personally, I'm a deacon in our church. I went in our church one Sunday and I asked the pastor, I said, may I make an announcement? He said, yes, you may. I asked all the veterans in the church, stand up. All of them stood up. It was probably about 20 of them. I said, all of them who are 100% stay standing. 19 of them sit down.
Mm-hmm.
19 out of the 20. That's terrible. And my church is not, it's all people. It's not just a Baptist church. It's all ethnicity. So, I mean, even the white gentlemen sit down. Everybody sit down, and I challenge you to, any of you, go to your Lord's house of prayer and ask how many veterans are in your Lord's house of prayer, and that's the ones who 100% stay standing, and you'll leave out of there crying like I did that day. Amen.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, this is great information. Thank you so much. But my life experience has been my life experience has taught me that any system, whether I'm trying to do an insurance claim, if I was trying to apply for a job, anything of substance, if you don't know what you don't know, you don't know the right questions, and that's why this is so important, is that and that we share the information so people understand how to access their benefits. So I just want to thank Sunny Day again for Sunny Day Recovery Centers for sharing this information with us today. If you have any further questions or information, there's 2 different emails that we put in there. You can write to admin at NAACP maricopaaz.org. You can also contact us at office admin at naacp We look forward to working with you and helping in the best way that we can. And with that, I would say everybody have a great weekend, and we're coming up closing out Black History Month. We do have an event later on today that the NAACP, we are partnering with the Baha'i of Scottsdale. We do an annual film festival in February, because we also believe that one way to help people dialogue and look at shared history of different groups is we engage in watching a film together, and then we discuss the learning lesson from that film. We'll be there at 6 p.m. tonight. It's the Baha'i Center on Shea. If you just look up Baha'i Center, you have the address, Miss Juanita. We will be, one of our members, our 3rd vice president will be facilitating a discussion on one of the films. So if you like discussion and you like to understand cause and effect, please join us. It's open to the public. And then again, tomorrow, there's free food. There'll be a film and free food. I wish I had the flyer in front of me, but I'm going to apologize that I don't have it.
I tried to put it there, but it's real tiny.
Okay.
So I don't know if you click on it, you can see it. Or I can actually I can type that information in here
Okay.
real quick.
Gotcha. It's the Baha'i. And yeah, great.
And I'll put their phone number here too.
Okay. So, yeah, we look forward to anybody joining us. It's open to the public, so if you'd like to come, you know, tell a friend, bring a friend, come with a friend. Oh, yeah, there's our flyer. Like I said, is the address. Oops. If anyone wants to see it, there it is. Different. Oh, 6910 East Shea Boulevard. 6910 East Shea Boulevard at 6 p.m. tonight, if you're interested, okay? Let me thank you for your time and keep doing
Oh, by the way, it's free admission.
Oh, yes, no admission, free. It's free. And then tomorrow as well, and it's free food tomorrow. Okay, great, thank you. Any parting words, Ms. Juanita, you want to share?
No, I think you've covered it all. Thank you.
Ms. Carla, anything? Okay. With that, I'm gonna say thank you very much. Hope to see each one of you again the fourth Saturday at 1 p.m. And just watch your emails, because every Sunday we send out announcements, and the email will say Maricopa NAACP. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, you have our email and our phone number, and wish you a great afternoon.
And don't forget to send your email in if you want to be added to our listserv. Thank you.
Okay. Good
Thank you.
afternoon,
Sorry,
everyone.
Dr. Harden, I
Thank
couldn't
you.
get off mute, but thank you so much.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
All righty. Have a good
Thank
afternoon,
you.
everyone. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sunny Day Recovery Center. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye-bye.